It's quite browned off, and we'll find some cracks in the ground here.
Why, it's the new normal.
On first glance, local wheat crops looking pretty good. But the problem is what lies beneath.
So the first indication of just what happens here. These cracks will continue to get bigger, and in some other drought years, you can almost lose half of your boot in some of these cracks.
Drew Spolstra is the vice president of the Ontario Federation of Agriculture. He also farms corn, soybeans, wheat, and hay just outside the GTA. And sometimes he has a little help. He's warning that what started as a good spring is shaping up to be a dry summer.
It's not only this year, it was dry here most of last year as well. So we haven't been able to build up any of those reserves that we'd like to see in terms of moisture.
With all of the GTA now in a drought, along with the rest of southwest Ontario, Drew says he's seeing signs around the farm indicating a level of dryness he wouldn't expect until August.
It is problematic for farmers, but it's not just in Ontario or Southern Ontario. It's around the country and the world.
Sylvain Charlebois directs the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. He says drier weather is fueling a rally behind agricultural commodities as belief mounts that supplies will be impacted. And with lower supplies come those higher prices.
It sounds to me like that translates to higher food prices. Did I understand that correctly?
It will catch up to the consumer. Now, we are expecting the food inflation rate to be at about 5% by the end of this year. And 5% equals to maybe $700 for an average family. So it's quite significant.
He's also warning as produce prices start rising, we can expect that to trickle up to livestock as the price of feed goes up along with it.
We are expecting particularly chicken and pork to be a little bit more expensive as a result of what's happening with the weather.
When the crops don't come in the way they could, for folks in the city, that it basically translates to higher food prices. But for you, this is your livelihood. What happens to you personally when the crop isn't what it could have been?
Well, across Ontario, there's millions of dollars invested in putting crops in the ground every year, and it causes a lot of stress for farmers out there when they don't get the weather that they're hoping for and getting crops off to a good start.
But there may also be some good news on the horizon.
I think Ontario is probably the one province that has done the best in investing more in greenhouses, in control environment agriculture.
Farmers are a pretty resilient bunch, I think, and it's always a different challenge every year. The weather's never the same.
In Binbrook, David Zura, City News.